What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Cha-Ching! Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. So this is book number 1 in the Gentleman Bastard sequence. And guys, if you know me, you know that this book has had my number for far too long. That's right, I've had my lunch eaten by this bastard. I have DNF'd this thing more times than any other book. Okay, I got to the point where I was almost like ready to just completely give up on it and be like, look, it's cool that other people found something cool about it, but I can't get into it, all right? But, you know, the crew down at the Discord loved this thing so fucking much, I had to just dig a little deeper and see what it is they love so much about this dastardly crew of thieves that Lynch has created. So I know this is already starting off a little, probably not the most tightest of reviews, but, hey, whatever. It is what it is. Let's get into it. So in the Lies of Locke Lamora, we follow a character known as, Locke Lamora, a very average-looking guy who would just, kind of lose himself in the crowd. Though, after reading this, I would say this guy has a personality that is not going to blend in with the crowd. This guy's going to be like a fucking beam of light in a crowd, okay? But I digress. Locke Lamora is a boy. He's an orphan who is turned thief, but not just any thief. He's part of the Gentleman Bastards. And as we kind of push forward in the story, we kind of understand who the Gentleman Bastards are. They are this group of thieves, but they are the thieves of thieves. They are the master conmans here in Camorra, the city. Now, this city is not just any city either. It seems to be ran by the fucking criminal types, okay? So now the Gentleman Bastards definitely have a part to play here in Camorra, but they also have some kind of like business of their own, okay? They have a little fuckery off to the side, which really just convolutes this whole thing that much more, but we'll also see them stuck in a situation that is not very conducive to their health. One of the first things I really want to get into is going to be Scott Lynch's writing, because this is where you're going to see a whole lot of praise. A whole lot. Because he is intelligent, guys. His writing is impressive. It's very detailed. In fact, it's amazing with the page count, like the word count, the little bits of like exposition that he's actually dropping on you, because what he's really doing is just describing the scene to the T. That's why this thing is so chock filled with words. It's kind of insane. I would just kind of imagine a lot of info dumping, but you don't get that. You get, just like I said, he's just bringing you the scene and what's going on in high definition, because he's describing the shit out of everything. Like I said, this is where I start to kind of find static in the story. I don't need the scene to be described to a T. I just need certain things to be there to let my imagination take hold, and drive the rest of the situation onto the next scene kind of deal. So some people are really going to praise and love this for Lynch having a vision and being able to bring it to you in such a fucking way that's just bulletproof. But you'll also have people like me that are like, God damn, you're just pelleting me with fucking details. Yes, you don't have exposition fucking info dumps, but in some ways it feels like you're info dumping on me by hitting me with all the goddamn details. It doesn't matter how fucking well you describe the rope to me. If it's a rope in the background that's only going to be there for 1 second of the story and then we're on to something else. Like I said, some people are really going to love this. And honestly, writing is a tough thing. And fucking, it is impressive how detailed of a writer that Scott Lynch is. I can no longer really hate on the guy. I might not like what he's doing because it slows me down, but that doesn't make it any less impressive. Now, I'm going to keep with this writing thing, and most of the time you're going to see this like detailed part of his writing being like the con from my side. I'll say some stuff that people are going to love, and then you're going to see me say the same shit over and over again. So buckle up, okay? So keeping with the writing, his plotting and pacing, right? His plotting and pacing are so well done. Everything pushes the story forward to the next page, to the next moment, to the next scene, and it just seems like it was so well thought out. This thing is told on 2 different timelines. It has flashbacks, and normally I have nothing but criticism for flashbacks. Scott Lynch utilizes the flashback pretty goddamn well. In fact, his flashbacks were very interesting and intriguing. They were compelling. They pushed me as a reader to want to like devour the story more. It was actually more of the present timeline that slowed me down. But he utilizes these flashbacks to push the story forward and plot things next and next and next so well. It's just so well done. Why did I get slowed down? Well, because he's hitting me with a million goddamn words. Yes, it's geniusly fucking plotted out, but if your schemes and stuff are so convoluted that I'm just getting tired and bored along the way, that's my issue. There is especially a scene in here, without trying to spoil too much, it's very early in the book, where the gentlemen bastards are putting on a con with some, wealthy people, and in the background there's some horrible shit going on. And really, one other thing that bugs me about the scene is how everyone acts so blasé during these like horrible shit going on about, But it's not just that they're like these fucking elites acting blasé against the horrible backdrop. It's also just how much detail Scott Lynch is putting into this con, into this scheme. Once again, people are going to praise this and say, oh man, I just thought it was awesome that he detailed it out that much. But then you got guys like me who are fucking falling asleep. And that sucks because you really grabbed me right out the gate, but now you're putting me to bed. And the next bit, kind of keeping with the writing, is the world building that Scott Lynch does. Once again, because of his detailed writing, really it pays off because Camorra just feels like a fucking city that Scott Lynch knows like the back of his hand. I mean, this thing, he has a vision and he has brought it to you. So it's going to be subjective, guys. There are going to be people that eat this shit up, and there are going to be people like me that can appreciate that you've detailed this out and know what you're doing, but at the same time, I just don't need you to describe everything to me, okay? When it all boils down, guys, this book, I enjoyed it. I'm glad I got through it. But it always comes back to these details that people are going to praise, but I am going to, somewhat kind of curse, because I'm just telling you, when you have a book that contains this kind of story, but yet it has a higher word count than something like The Darkness that comes before, which is a massive size scope and multi-perspectives, all this shit, that's kind of an issue to me. That means you bloated the fuck out of your story, but once again, that's just my opinion, and I do think that this is an intelligently written book. It just might be too much for me. Maybe I needed a little bit more dumb. I don't fucking know. Either way, I think that the world building is fucking next level. I just having a hard time myself because it's being jammed down my throat. The next thing I want to talk about real quick is the characters, because I do think that Scott Lynch carved out some very interesting characters, though I do want to say the ones that intrigued me the most were the ones that really didn't get as much time as I wanted. The guys that really intrigued me were these people from these flashbacks. The Thief Maker, Father Chains, like those guys really fucking caught my interest, especially right out the gate, and I would have liked to have gotten more of them. I know this is only book one, so maybe we do get more of them. I hope so. I mean, I do plan on continuing this. I have no idea when, but those characters were so well done, like, that's it, right? Like, I want more of those characters. So that's a good fucking thing, right? Like, Scott Lynch carved out some goodies here, all right? But then we get the gentlemen bastards, and I think that these guys are great, man. Even with my little, kind of thing about Locke Lamora, be it his personality shining out in the crowd, that's just a way for me to be a little bit of a fucking smartass. And I think that Locke and the boys would appreciate that, and that's why I appreciate them, because they're not so clean and shiny. They are very like Robin Hood-ish, like scoundrel types. They're not good dudes, but they're not bad guys either. And they're definitely the better like pick of the litter once you start meeting a lot of people here in this fucking city. And also just like the friendship between them and this like dynamic between the gentlemen bastards. It's one that feels genuine and can pull at your heartstrings, and it's just very well developed. The last thing I really want to get into is this book's tone, like the overall tone. I know there's people that think that this is a grimdark book, and I myself have kind of labeled it Grim Heart, and I think I'm going to actually keep it there. I do, but at the same time, guys, like the whole grimdark thing is so subjective, and even myself, I seem to be changing my mind all the goddamn time on what actually is and isn't. I would say that this is it's definitely under the umbrella somewhere, you know, but the thing is there's a lot of levity, and what this thing kind of feels like to me, though, too, is like people are going to get mad, but it feels like a rated R Disney movie. It feels like Jerry Bruckheimer, is that his name? Jerry, the guy that fucking did like the National Treasure and shit like that. It feels like that dude fucking shot a rated R movie. And that this kind of rolls back into those details. Those movies are fucking great, man. And they are so visually stunning. They have such great production value. And that's what Lynch is doing here. He brings this city to you, and you can fucking, because he details the fuck out of it, you see it just like you watch a fucking Harry Potter movie and see that beautiful backdrop, okay? This thing has that vibe, but it's got that witty fuckery and just like camaraderie kind of deal that, I don't know, man, it brings it into this like kind of, it's fun. It's fantasy with friends. Yes, there's a lot of dirt, muck, blood, and shit all over the place, but you're doing it with friends. I also want to just kind of add in with this tone is this thing is quite a wild ride. Like I said, it does have that great old production value and can be visually stunning, but it will also take you on a dark path, but also, like I said, it has that levity. There's this level of camaraderie. There is a roller coaster of emotions to be had while reading this. I ended up crying twice. So fucking Scott Lynch got me, and he got me good. This wasn't like just like a tear. I mean, I was fucking crying. Like, and that was good. That means that he got me into the story. Like the feel and the vibe, I got that, all right? It rubbed off on me. Even with like my hesitation and static and issues with the book, he still finds a way to connect. And it hit me so goddamn hard, I'm leaking out my eyeballs, okay? So yeah, it is what it is. So my 2 cents for the slow and the struggling is, yeah, I do think that the book can be for you, but it could also maybe not be, or maybe you want to pump your brakes. I think this is going to depend on your struggle. For slow readers, I do think that if you're into like that camaraderie, you like the Robin Hood style, if you like witty banter that's filled with fuckery, this is definitely worth your time. Yeah, it might take you a minute because it's quite thick. It's a chunky fucking fantasy book for sure. But you might find it oh so delicious. But back to the struggling people, I want to let you know, if you have a hyperactive imagination, this thing has the ability to possibly weigh you down in those details. But if you're not like that, if you're one of these readers that struggles because you can't find a story that can deliver itself with this kind of level of detail, maybe you need the writer to give you the world with every ounce of fucking detail. That's what's going to help you get over that hill. Well, this fucking book will do that for you. It's going to paint the fucking picture to a T, okay? It's not going to let you kind of go anywhere because it's got you. It's boom, delivering you under a mountain of details, and maybe that's what you need. So yes, I'm a little split all over the place as far as what your struggle is. If you have an overactive imagination and reading detailed fucking descriptions bugs you, maybe pump the brakes on this one. If you need a world to really be imagined and just delivered to you by the author, then fuck yeah, dive in. Alright guys, as always, thanks for spending some time down here at the channel and to Scott Lynch. Akadoosh, 2 thumbs up. Man, you created a mountain that my ass had to finally climb and conquer, but once I made it to the top, sir, I could see the view, okay? And it's pretty goddamn impressive. I'll give you goddamn that. Yes, there's plenty of things that still kind of bug me, but goddamn, I think a lot of my shit talking might be laid to rest because I'm very, very impressed. All right? All right. Well, if you found this video at all entertaining, please give it a like. If you fucking hated it, give it that thumbs down. All right? You know what time it is.